Hachishaku-sama, also known as Hasaku-sama, is a mythical figure classified as a supernatural creature or yokai in Japanese mythology. This entity is depicted as a female ghost standing at around 8 feet tall, or approximately 2.4 meters. She is described as having long black hair and typically wears a hat, a white dress, and white high heels. Although her appearance is often described as attractive, with many portraying her as a beautiful woman, there is a sinister side to her beauty. Some descriptions mention that her face appears lifeless, with an eerie, unsettling smile. So who does this ghost target? Hachishaku-sama has the ability to shapeshift, allowing her to deceive humans into believing she is one of them. This makes it easier for Hachishaku-sama to approach her victims. The exact time when Hachishaku-sama first appeared is unclear, but her popularity surged in August 2008 due to a web post in Japan. An anonymous user claimed to have encountered this supernatural being in 1998 while staying at their grandparents' house. At the time, the user was still a child. The description given closely matches the characteristics of Hachishaku-sama previously mentioned. But the user also stated that on another occasion, Hachishaku-sama was seen wearing a kimono. As the story gained attention, Internet users debated and added more information. Some versions claim that Hachishaku-sama preys on children, abducting them before disappearing. In less common stories, Hachishaku-sama is associated with a Japanese curse that says anyone who encounters her will not live much longer. This is the reason why Hachishaku-sama wears all white, as if she is about to attend someone's funeral. There are also claims that Hachishaku-sama is simply a modern fictional creation, as her name does not appear in older Japanese literature. However, this theory is contested by others who point out that in classic Japanese folklore, there are yokai with similar characteristics, though their roles may differ slightly. So, what is the name of the yokai that shares similar characteristics with Hachishaku-sama? Before explaining further, let me first share this intriguing story. In Wakayama Prefecture, there lived a carpenter who was married and had a child. He employed 30 servants to help with his work. One day, his 5-year-old child mysteriously disappeared. Following this, his servants began dying one by one. As the number of servants dwindled, the carpenter found himself unable to continue his work and decided to dismiss them all. The next day, a shaman visited the carpenter's house. The shaman inquired about what had happened because he sensed something unusual in the house. The carpenter replied that nothing special had occurred. The shaman then whispered to him, warning him to be cautious as his life was in danger. After having some food and drink, the shaman left. The carpenter's wife found the shaman's whispered conversation with her husband strange and asked what had been said. The husband replied that the shaman had only asked why their house was so quiet and then left. However, the wife grew suspicious because her husband appeared nervous. The carpenter lied, saying he was anxious because he was ill and wanted to go to bed early. As he lay in bed, a voice instructed him, "When your wife goes to the kitchen, you must run to the mountains. Run quickly." Soon after, his wife went to the kitchen. The carpenter immediately fled the house and ran toward the mountains as fast as he could. Hearing her husband's escape, the wife chased after him. In a fit of rage, he tore off her clothing and her body suddenly grew to a height of about 2.1 meters. She laughed menacingly like thunder. As he ran, the carpenter realized that he had married a Taka'ana. She was the one responsible for the disappearance of their child and the deaths of the servants. If the carpenter had not escaped in time, the creature would surely have killed him as well. Taka'ana in Japanese ghost literature means old woman. She is a Japanese yokai popular during the Edo period. She is depicted as a woman with an elongated lower body. Uniquely, in one sketch, she appears beside a brothel. In the book Yokai Gadan Zenshu Nihonenjo by Morihiko Fujisawa, Taka'ana is known for scaring people who are enjoying themselves on the second floor of brothels. This behavior is also mentioned in Tohoku Kaidan no Tabi by Norio Yamada. Taka'ona, who initially looks like an ordinary human, elongates her body to peek into the same places. Many believe this behavior reflects the state of Japan at that time, where brothels and yukaku, or pleasure districts, were rapidly expanding. In some versions, Taka'ona is said to have difficulty experiencing pleasure during intimacy. She becomes envious of humans who are able to achieve it. Not only in written works, but Taka'ona has also been created as a stone statue by a prominent sculptor. It has been displayed at Hidaka Koshioya Ryokuchi Park in Gobo, Wakayama Prefecture, along with 9 other yokai statues since 2009. In 2016, park staff reported to the police that the Taka'ona stone statue had been vandalized. It was broken, leaving only the base intact. The police later arrested a teenage boy on charges of property damage amounting to 120,000 yen. During the investigation, parts of the Taka'ona statue were found at the bottom of the harbor, 4.5 meters deep. After being recovered, it was discovered that its right arm was also severely damaged. However, this act of vandalism actually brought renewed attention to the stories associated with Taka'ona.